guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do a pre-surf little mobility / warm-up routine, something that I love to do before I go surf or even after a long day of surfing, just to keep everything moving. Hope you guys enjoy, and again, I'm not a doctor or personal trainer or anything like that, so please consult with your doctor or personal trainer before doing this and read the disclaimer. Thanks so much and enjoy. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is called a 90-90 shift, I like to call it. I actually have a lot of room for improvement in this one. I am by no means an expert. It's, I think, mostly for kind of hip mobility type of thing, which is really important for surfing, but also I think most people in life lack a bit of hip mobility. So the reason it's called 90-90, I'm assuming, is because you kind of want to start with both your knees at a 90-degree angle. So your front one's here, back one's behind you like this, both at a nice 90-degree. Trying to sit as upright as possible. I'm obviously can't go totally vertical. Some people might be able to. And then what we do is just shift it over to the other side. So then this is becoming your front leg and this becoming your back. And we'll just kind of do a few of them. You'll feel it when you do it. Kind of your little tight spots and zones within your hips. And you can kind of sometimes feel which hip feels tighter as well. For me, when I go this way, I can feel my internal hip is a little bit tighter. But I found this to be a great one for my surfing, a great warm up, just to get that hip socket moving around. Nice and smooth. Doesn't seem to ever get much easier, this one, but we keep doing it. Okay, so for number 2, we're gonna stick with the 90-90 theme. So your legs are actually gonna stay exactly in the same position. But we're gonna add a little bit of a lift, so you're gonna get your glute kind of fired up and going as well. So what that looks like, starting in this position, nice and upright, and you lift up, using your booty to get up. You should feel that. Nice stretch in the front. Bring it down, switch over, and up from there. This one is a really nice warm up for that glute med and glute max. Coming down from there. Okay, now we're gonna do what I like to call step throughs. So you kind of want to get in plank position, or you can start up and downward dog. Bring one leg to the outside of this arm. I like to kind of give it a little shake, a floss, side to side. You should feel it a lot in this upper hip zone and this hip as well. Back, we're gonna go to the other side and we'll do 5 aside here. Feel free to move it around. Get all those little tight spots. It should feel good, this one, and it should feel like, at least for me, you can really identify the spot that it's kind of warming up and hitting, and slowly get that move in that hip joint. The psoas, the hip flexor, all of that feels really nice in this one. So that's 3 there. We're gonna do 2 more and then go to a little variation of this. And then 1 more each side. Now what we're gonna do is go back into that downward dog and then step through again, but instead of doing the little floss or shake, take this arm that's closest to your leg, go down and up for 5. Down, up. So you're kind of just opening up, get the spine moving a little bit. The hips should still feel like they're getting some mobility and warming up. Then we'll stop and we'll do 5 on this side. And try and get a nice rotation. Should feel really good. Shouldn't hurt. hurt or feel too tweaky, and we come out of that. This one is one that I do every single day, multiple times a day. I can't recommend enough. I've had back issues in the past. So for any of you with back issues, this one's really helped me. Simple cat camel. So start in this 4-point position with the spine nice and kind of neutral, I guess. And what I like to do is almost try and move my spine segmentally, which is hard to do, but I try and really break it up so it's not just one big motion. Like all the time, I go really slow. So we'll go up and then slowly untuck tailbone, going all the way up my spine. And then once I get here, I'll start with my tailbone again, trying to go one segment at a time, rounding. This one for me, I can really feel my tight spots in my spine, especially when I go into this more rounding position through my low back. I know if I'm stiff, I'll feel it. So it's a good one because you kind of can find your little areas that you want to work on or warm up a little bit better that day. So we're just gonna go for 8 here. This is 3. Nice and slow. Should feel good, and also I've found not to like push it too much. I just try and go to my barrier and then stop, because I've found that if I push this one too much, it sometimes can backfire a little bit. So going to that point where you feel the stiffness but not past it. This is the end of 5. We're gonna do 3 more. You can do as many of these as you want as well. I do lots on the daily. I do these before I go to the beach, when I get back from the beach, at the beach, before I surf. My signature move. I've lost count, but let's just do one more. 8 or 9. Slow, slow, slow. And back to neutral and come out from there. This one's a bit of a hip and a hamstring kind of floss warm-up situation. So starting in this kneeling position, whatever is comfortable. Go forward, feeling a big stretch in this kind of hip flexor zone. And then keeping everything engaged. You want your core on, you don't want to be crazy bent back like this. Just go back into flossing. That's gonna light up your hamstring in a stretching way. Feel it. Forward here, get that hip, and floss that hammy. My hamstrings are notoriously tight, so I'm not very good at this one. But it always feels really good, and I always feel a lot more warmed up after I do it. If you're like me and you do this first thing in the morning, I'd go easy on the hammy, because it is a pretty deep stretch. So you can stop wherever you feel comfortable. There's no right or wrong, or how far you go is completely individual. Should feel really good, and it should feel like each one you get a little bit further into that stretch. So switch sides, bring your other foot forward, kneeling position, go down again, try and keep those hips underneath you, still a little bit engaged in the core, you want to have good form, not get too slack, and slowly trying to just get a little bit further, at least I do, in each rep. So we'll go for 8, here's 4. Oh yeah, this one's tighter for me on this side. 6. Nice and slow. 7. And one more. 8. All right, come out of that one. Now we come back up into a standing position. Get your feet nice and wide, wider than shoulder width or hip width. Kind of you can see where I'm at here. And what we're gonna do is come into a side lunge on one side, arm down. I can't really get my palm to the floor fully, so you can go palm down if you can, up on your fingertips, whatever's best. Open up, nice and slow. Come down, up to center. Other side, open up. And we're gonna do 5 aside here, back to center. So you should feel this a little bit in your thoracic, a lot in that leg that ends up going straight, kind of in that adductor / hamstring zone, and also just kind of warming up overall with the side lunge happening. So here's 3. Nice and slow. 4. Should feel good once again. Nothing should hurt. You should just feel like it's kind of opening everything whilst warming it all up. 1 more each side. Solid. And back up from there. This one's pretty simple. We're just gonna go into a downward facing dog. Most people know how to do. Should feel nice. And all we're gonna do is kind of walk out the feet, which should give you a really good stretch through the entire back of your leg, really. But really will light up those calves. And again, should just feel really good. You'll feel your stiff spots, but overall, it should feel nice, and like whatever rep, you're finding a little bit more length, and things are just kind of opening up and warming up more and more. So we'll just go 3 more each side here. And 3. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that short but very sweet little mobility session. All moves that I do pretty much daily to keep my body feeling good while surfing, on the road, whatever it is. Give us a comment if you have any questions, or if you like this video and want to see more of things like this from me. Please do let me know. Thanks for watching, and again, please check with your health practitioner before trying any of this. See you soon.